This model kit review is of the 1963 Shelby Cobra, the 289, which was sort of the smaller version. This is a 1/25th scale model by AMT, and we've got several different options in terms of how to build this. So here's some details here about the car. I'll have to have a look and see what the different options are. So you can do the top, different tires and wheels, and you can do the racing cover, and they've got some engine parts. Here are the decals. There's the parts listing right there. So let's have a look and see what we've got inside. Wow, lots of parts to look at. Okay, well, let's see here. First of all, we've got some tires. These are obviously from an older mold, and these are all vinyl. But they've got some tread on them. And they've also got these options here, slightly wider, smooth rear tires, and they've got the Goodyear print on them, and then some white walls. Let's have a look at our body. Okay, so there's our body. This is obviously a very old mold. Got some serious mold lines here. Don't quite line up. Going to require a fair amount of work to get that cleaned up. And some flashing. Here's our chassis, and we've got part of our suspension built in. Okay. These next few screws, I can see we've got some, this is part of our cockpit tub here and the rear trunk. We've got some ejector pin markings there will need to be cleaned up. Same thing over there. There is our trunk, and we've got the roll bar. We've got our exhausts here. I have a feeling that those are going to be optional. And then maybe part of our, not sure what that's actually part of. This might be part of either our, maybe part of the exhaust, or that might be the drive shaft. Okay, let's have a look over here. We've got, this is the fastback cover, and we've got parts for our rear axle, and then some hinges. Here's our steering wheel, part of the hood here. Oh, we've got seat belts molded. Those are actually very nice. I like those. Okay, next few sprues here, we've got, that's our cover for the passenger side there. You can have see a few rivets there. There's our hood for the engine, and pretty part of our lights, headlights. There's our seats and parts of the wheels. The seat backs are going to need to be filled. Here we've got our disc brakes, and some suspension parts here. This part's all bent. There's our rear springs. There's another rear spring there. And then we've got our dashboard here with our firewall. There's the other part of the firewall there. And here we've got some engine parts. So we've got engine and transmission. More engine parts. There's our oil pan. Some hoses over here. Actually, sorry, those exhaust headers there. They're the hoses there. Got a small little fan, and a nice little battery there. And then these are the other exhausts, so 2 different exhaust options. Over here we've got, looks like we've got some parts for our carburetor. Those are beautiful. Look at that. They're even flared at the end. Nice tall stacks there. And there are 8 of them for the V8. Here's our glass. There's our headlights. And it's ready for our racing option here, the side mirrors. And here's our front windshield, and then this is for the fastback option if you do decide to do that. We've got 2 axles here. And then we've got some chrome parts. There are the Hallobrand style wheels. More modern wheels. And then we've got our windshield frame, front bumper and grille, air intake, some engine parts here. That's very nicely molded. Okay, we'll look at our instructions and then our decals. So here are the decals. And wow, those are beautifully printed. Look at that. Very nice decals. Okay, now we've got our instructions here. And we're going to start off here with our engine. And as you can see, a fair amount of parts going on there. Then we've got wheels. So different options there. We're going to build the chassis and suspension parts there, as well as putting our exhaust. So you've got different options here for the exhaust. Then we build the interior. There's a spare wheel there. Okay, and then we've got the the interior being mounted to the body. There's your hinges going for the hood and the trunk. And let's have a look on the other side here. Got some additional details for the body, the front and back. And that's if you want to do the fast back. That's optional there. Got the headlights and then different grills depending on which one you want to do. Most of the time you can actually just see the radiator right through there. Then we've got our roll bar and the cover. And this is the drag option. So this here is the street version. Then there's the racing version. And then there's the drag version there for drag racing. And all in all, that's a fairly nice model. Obviously an older kit and has some mold issues, but some great decals, fair amount of detail, and that's going to be a good build.